just as we have done along the entire journey of this pandemic, we have come to you with the latest updates as soon as we hear about them. So today we had a new update with our new guidelines for quarantining. And so I want to just press pause and make sure that you get that update from us. You might notice I'm here in the old gym, the original gym here at Mason. This is where we set up our testing protocol for the pilot program. You heard that we were doing a pilot program in concert or in collaboration with the governor's office and with ODH. And so I thought it would be appropriate to come here as we end the pilot and we move to this next phase. It's good for you to know what that information and what those changes are. So here's what we know so far, and we'll get more guidance later today. And I've been working in collaboration closely with ODH on trying to understand this and how this is going to roll out across the entire state of Ohio. So here's what it is. It's going to be a mask and stay. So it's a mask to stay protocol for students who have exposure at school. They have looked at the data here in the pilot program, and they've compared it to the data across the country in similar programs and found that it's actually safe to be at school in that when you're exposed, if you have a mask on, because that's what the data is showing when we're doing the testing. So if you are exposed at school, then you can wear a mask and stay at school and have that quarantine process happen in person. If a student has an exposure at home or in another setting, that is not part of this program yet. Right now, this is just an exposure at school, so it's a mask and stay. Just as our other program has on days 5, 6, or 7, you can take a test, and if that test is negative, then that student will default to whatever the masking protocols are at that time. So for example, in grades 7 through 12, the masking protocol is recommended, but it's also a choice for our students. In grades pre-K through 6, it's a requirement. Now, the natural question is, well, when is that requirement going to change? And I will tell you right now, we'll continue to monitor the data closely. We also know that vaccinations are going to be accessible as soon as November. And so we're going to watch that to help guide our decisions, just like we did for our grades 7 through 12. The second part of this new quarantine guidance is that you can also participate in extracurricular activities. So if you have a school exposure, you can test on the first moment that you know that school exposure happens, and if it tests negative, you can participate in those extracurricular activities, whether it's sports or band or whatever that is. And then you can also you would test on days 5, 6, or 7, and you get a negative test there, then you test out of that protocol as well. So again, it's a mask and stay at school, or it's a test and play and participate in those extracurricular activities. Before I stop this video, I just want to give recognition to those partners that were so important in making this possible. First of all, I want to thank our Board of Education for giving me the support, encouragement, and sometimes just the push to continue to partner with people across the state of Ohio to make sure that we are always following the data and the science to do the best thing for our students here at Mason, but also influencing the state of Ohio. So I want to thank our Board of Education for their support. And I also want to thank Governor DeWine and ODH for their great partnership in giving us access to the top doctors in the state and also helping us analyze the data locally to make decisions that are based in data. And I would also like to thank the other schools here in Warren County that participated in the pilot study that will have a dramatic influence on the rest of the state in keeping kids that are healthy in school so they have that in-school experience and now also have access to their extracurricular activities. And finally, I want to thank our Warren County Commissioners for financially supporting this pilot program and giving us the access we needed to nurses to support the program so that we always had the success that we needed and the support that we needed for that. Everyone, that's the update. As we learn more, we'll send that information to you as soon as possible.